Amanda Seales is going viral for all of the wrong reasons. You know, Amanda Seales by nature is already polarizing. She just seems to keep getting worse. And we already know that she has a problem with like the Jews and things like that. So this has caused Amanda Seales to go solo. And a lot of people that were in the industry are going solo, and they have found it very hard to go forward. Okay, you see it a lot of times with some of the sports people making podcasts, and Amanda Seales is doing the same thing, you know, going out on her own, monetizing her content. And so she is relying on her, you know, her user base. And so she started a business. Okay. Now we must understand that Amanda Seales is a little delusional. I don't know if something is really wrong with her, but she may have a mental issue. I'm not sure. She is quite rude to her audience. And so she started a business. I think it was selling clothes or something like that. I'm not sure. And some of the orders that people have made are not going out. And well,
what's the holdup? Question mark. Please let me know where my order is. You don't even got to worry. You don't even got to worry. You don't even got to worry. Because now you don't got an order to worry about. That's it. What's the holdup? Who the are you talking to? So when you guys are communicating with small businesses this holiday season, just remember that 9 times out of 10, you're talking to the person who's actually doing the job. And someone said, sounds like a valid question. And that's why your ass would get refunded too. Because if you think saying to someone, what's the holdup, is a valid way to approach them, then you were not raised correctly. What do you mean, what if the order was already on the way? I ship the orders. What part of that do you not seem to understand? I say this over and over and over to y'all. I ship the orders.
Now, this is not just Amanda Seales. A lot of people who try to give Black business an opportunity have similar complaints.
I hate to do this, but when I tell you we had an awful experience trying out a new Black-owned restaurant. Where do I start? The service was horrible. We waited over 2 hours and we ended up getting a refund because they didn't even have my food. People that were dining in were waiting over an hour just to get their drinks. I was not a fan how they were treating the older server. There was just so many red flags that I'm so annoyed because social media definitely overhyped it. We literally sat there for 2 hours and then they came out and said that they don't have any more of my food. Bruh. It sucks because we were trying to support, but the experience was so bad. So we've been here for like 2 hours and somebody just came out and told me that they don't have my order. They ran out of the food. So I looked at my boyfriend and I said, so when did we run out of my food? Because we've been sitting here for an hour and a half. And I'm really trying not to crash out, but a crash out is indeed coming.
Let me get back to Amanda Seales. First of all, Amanda Seales spends a lot of time dissecting or criticizing what is going on in Black communities, you know, especially in the Black diaspora and stuff like that. And so when you have this person asking for their delivery and they paid the money, Amanda Seales gives the response that, well, I am the person that is also handling the orders and also mailing the orders. So I'm going to refund your money and cancel this. Now, again, this is similar to what I see here on the continent of Africa. I'll just use Uganda for an example. I won't say the whole continent, but I do see it here, which is people have a seller's market mentality. On one end, I want your money. Please support my business. And again, a lot of times as Blacks, we want to support, we want to buy because we want to, you know, help a brother or sister. And then on the flip side, you have a person with a seller's market mentality. They'll accept your order. And then if you want to question them about the status of it, all of a sudden, you're the problem. Okay? You're the problem. Why are you asking me? Do you know who you're talking to? Basically, you're avoiding accountability. All right? And so now at the same time, when these same people get tired of dealing with the Black business or Black restaurants, you know, and bad service and just, you know, Black businesses not appreciating the goodwill of their customers and then go away, all of a sudden you come back and you try to beat them with the stick of, well, you're a sellout, or you don't support. You're a, all right? And Amanda Seales and other people who are in business just like her are the reasons why you get so much disdain in black business, because the black dollar is just not respected. And I'm gonna just tell you this, I see this a lot. And I hate to say this, but when it comes to a lot of the female-owned businesses in black America, I hear this quite often. Okay, this is the attitude, you know, and it really has to stop, because I believe that people that were probably buying from Amanda Seales were black women themselves. And I just see a lot of black female disrespect towards black women and black female-owned or ran businesses. Like I see it like all the time. And I don't understand why that's the case, but let me tell you something. What is going down or coming down the pike, if black people don't really start to understand that, hey, listen, you're gonna need those businesses as a safety net to recycle money. You're gonna need to really value black customers. You're gonna really need to value black dollars. We're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And I'm gonna tell you why. DEI programs, as we already know, are going to be gone. Now, what DEI did, and at first I was like, well, DEI doesn't really help black people and things like that. And then I heard another explanation about DEI. And the reality is that DEI focused on candidates who were equally as good as white candidates. But basically what DEI forced people to do is to hire those candidates or give those candidates a fair opportunity at being hired at a job, versus just throwing their, application away because they had a black sounding name. All right. That was when you had DEI, affirmative action been going. Now, on top of that, you have a business where black people want to support. And then you tell your black customers, who do you think you're talking to when they ask about their order with the money that they have spent trying to support you? And so that's a lack of ability or less ability for those dollars to cycle back to our community. And then that's even pushing the money outside the community. I think black dollars, spend a certain amount of time in the black community, something like, I think the time is 6 hours. And this is why a lot of blacks strongly despise, dislike, or even hate black businesses, because of the attitude that we have. If we would just have a better attitude towards black businesses, we would get a lot further. Like I said, just show some respect. Listen, hey, my order, where is it? Okay, thank you for inquiring about your order. Here's what I'm gonna do. The order will be there in 1 to 2 weeks. I'm working on it, but I will keep you updated. Now, another thing I want to talk about too. Amanda, if you are a person that is handling all the orders and then shipping them out, are you that broke that you can't find somebody to help you? Like, are you that down bad? Are you that poor? Like, does anybody not want to work with you that much? Because with your connections, in Hollywood, with your connections, in the industry, why can't you find somebody that is willing to work with you? You can't hire an assistant, that can go and take care of these things. That shouldn't be that much. But either you are such a bad entrepreneur, or you don't want to pay, or nobody wants to work with you. It just shows you how terrible of a person Amanda Seales is. And again, this is a person that is highly critical of almost everybody in the black community. Amanda Seales sits on her Instagram podcast every day, criticizing everybody else in the black world, especially in the black community. Hashtag FBA, black liberals, the black right. I mean, Amanda Seales has a problem with everybody. She wants everybody to be accountable to her ideas, but she has such an attitude of like being self-aggrandizing. Everything is about her. Everything must please her. And she's that kind of person where you can't really, if you ask me, you really can't have a real friendship with somebody like her, because you must serve her in order for you to get along. And she has no loyalty. I mean, Amanda Seales, I think, seriously has a actual problem. Like, not joking. Something is seriously wrong with that lady. All right. And again, people say that, oh, she's a feminist. No, it's worse than that. Amanda Seales has a real legit problem. Everybody that she wants to be friends with or come across as being friends, she falls out with. she fell out with Shannon Sharp. I mean, he gave her an opportunity to come on the platform. She's just miserable and just bitter. So what is your problem? Like, why does somebody have to suffer dealing with you? And we gotta really think about that as blacks. Why does somebody have to suffer or have a negative experience simply because you want to have an attitude, or simply because you have a problem? And now it's their issue. No, it should not be their issue that you have a problem. You have a problem. Why don't you fix yourself? Especially when you're almost 50. And it explains why you don't have friends. It explains why you don't have a man. It explains why you don't have, any support in the industry, why you're no longer on the reel, why you're no longer on TV shows, why you're no longer acting. It explains everything, because look at how you act. And so now, as your career just keeps getting worse and worse and on the decline, now we're seeing it for what it is. The few people that want to support you, literally, you're just driving everybody away. And it's basically a crash out. Like, you're seeing somebody falling from grace all the time, deliberately, can't get out of their own way. And then after you lose everything, you'll be back on Instagram talking about how won't nobody support you. Blacks are this, blacks don't support. But then again, in order to deal with her, you must accept the BS. Like, you need to accept all these bad standards. In order for you to support black business, you need to accept all the BS. And I'm sorry, black business shouldn't be like that. Black business should not be about, accepting mediocrity, accepting problems, accepting issues from people. It just shouldn't be like that. It just shouldn't. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again. Episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Which is your for all use for the bell. We're out.